Last week I was tutoring a client and the question came up about how you can customize the emails that get sent from Knack, specifically around formatting and adding a company logo. So in this video we're going to add a logo to this email and change some of the formatting on the headings and text. So I'm in the Knack builder and I'm on a form, and this form, as you're probably aware, has the ability to send in emails. So I click on emails, and this is the email that will be sent when the form is submitted. So the first thing I'd like to do is to add the Classic Clips logo at the bottom here. So it would seem obvious to be able to click on the insert image field, but when you do, it doesn't enable you to upload an image. You have to reference an image from a web link from another web service. So there's two ways that you can do this. The one I used to link it from my Dropbox account, but now I add a site collateral object and link it from there. So I'll show you both. So this is my Dropbox account, and I have a folder called Classic Clips, and I've got various logos, and this is my company logo. So I'm going to right click and copy the link address. Now you'd think it's just a case of simply pasting that in and clicking insert and everything would work. But unfortunately you end up with a placeholder. It doesn't display the image. I won't profess to understand why this is, but I found out after much investigation that you need to change the last few characters of the string. So you change it from DL to raw equals 1. And that will now insert the image into the email. Now it's worth pointing out that this is the full-size image, so I can't reduce it smaller than it is, but I can scale it up. So you may need to make sure that your image will fit your email before you insert it. I'm just going to put a blank carriage return in after that, so I have a little bit of free space, and save. So I'm going to go back into the form, back into emails, and I'm going to delete this image I just put in. And the other way of doing it is via the site collateral. So I have an object in the builder for site collateral, and I have various images in here. And on this image field, I set it up with various size thumbnails from 90% down to 10%. I then created in the pages a view for the site collateral, which displays all the records in the table and the different sizes. The page itself has a login, and the login is protected just by the user role for developer. So only I can get to this page. I've also set the page so it doesn't display in the live app. So if I go back a couple of pages, click on the settings of the page, I've unchecked the two options here so it would never display. So I can still pick this up from the drop down list, and if I go to site collateral, that will take me to this page, and from here I can choose the size that I want. So I'm going to go for the 90% image, and I'm going to copy this image address and go back into Knack to my page that sends the credentials, click on the form, go to emails, scroll down to the bottom and add it as an image and paste that link in. And because it's in Knack, it will insert it straight in. Once again, if you click on it, you can't resize it down smaller because this is the full-size image, but you can, if you wish, create this a little bit larger, although as you scale it up, it will pixelate slightly if you go too large. So I'm just going to take that down to its original size. That's why I create various different thumbnail options, so I could have a 50% or 60%. Once again, just going to put a carriage return in and save. So there's a couple of things I'd also like to do. I'd like to have this text in red. Now unfortunately, even if I go to the font color here, bright red isn't an option. I've got a kind of a brick color red, but not a bright red. I would also like to be able to change this from a header into a large format text in a color. So this is actually a heading. So if I click on formatting, this is, I think, header 3. So if I make it header 2, it's slightly larger. If I make it header 1, it's even bigger. So what I'm going to do is copy the HTML code out of here and do it in a different editor. So there are a number of free editors. I just use HTML online. So on the right hand side, I can paste my HTML text in. On the left hand side, it gives me the editor. So I'm going to remove that carriage return, and if I click on the Classic Clips logo, I get resize handles. So here I can actually reduce this down and it will keep it in proportion. So I want that slightly smaller. I'd also like to make this text a blue, so I can choose from here and choose a color. So I'm going to go for a dark blue. but I would actually like it to be the same color blue as classic clips. Now I happen to know what the hex code is for this blue, and on the right hand side I can see on this text here it shows me the color. So I can replace this #000FF and delete that and paste in my hex code for the blue. I'd also like to make this message here more obvious and make it bright red. So once I've made my changes, I can simply go to the right hand side, select all the text and copy that, jump back into Knack, going to delete that in the HTML view and paste it in. And if I toggle back out of the HTML view, you can now see that it reflects in the preview. So I'm going to save that. In my live app, I have a form to send the email, and this is a copy of how the email would arrive. I hope you found that useful, and I'll catch up with you on the next one.